Hi, welcome to Kachai with Lucky. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Kachai with Lucky. It's not enough just to watch. Make sure you hit subscribe, be part of the family. So we are here for yet another episode, and this time around we've got lots and lots of mail coming from men and women complaining about size. How do I make my size bigger? How do I satisfy my woman with a small size? It's just size issue. That is why we felt like that is a needed conversation to have.
Okay.
Brian Semada is back again, the sex therapist.
I'm happy.
And of course, Mrs. Ashlyn Mumiru, People's Management Consultant.
Thank you.
Brian, you're the expert here.
Okay.
Size has become an issue for men, and we don't know whether it affects the way you perform sexually or it shouldn't. What do you do then to make yourself perform better with whatever size you have, whether it's bigger or small?
You see, it's a three-way traffic. If that word ever exists.
Right.
One, there's pressure put on ourselves. Two, there's I might be thinking about my size being smaller. Maybe she's also wider.
Okay.
Another is the things that we have believed over a time. You see, most men think in quantities. Like how much, how long, how big. Everything is about how long. If it's about a girl, they want a big person. If they want boobs, they want a thick one. So usually men are quantified in most of the things they really want to do. But I then come back to a sense of, does it really matter? Then comes to two things. See, skill and all that. You see, having a big car doesn't make you a good driver. You can have a big car and you always bash people's cars and stuff like that.
Right.
But then somebody has a small car, but he knows exactly what to do. Then it comes back to a place of understanding each other. What does the other place need and what does this one need? Because there is one person who comes to me usually and says, Brian, my guy, he has a horse, but me, I don't know what orgasm is. I've never come. Meanwhile, everyone thinks if a guy has a big thing, that means I'm going to do. So you see that all makes. Now, there are many things that are involved here. So that's why we're going to detail things and know if you have a guy with a smaller thing, how do you deal with him? And then if you're the guy with a very small thing, how do you deal with
that? But I'll go ahead and ask Ashlyn, since you're a man, so you wouldn't know how women feel exactly. Ashlyn, would you say that size matters to a woman?
Yes, it does.
Okay, explain.
Size is an area that is very key.
Okay.
For most women,
Right.
not all of them.
Yeah.
There are those who will not get concerned with size, but for any woman, especially those who actually understand hallelujah and how to get there,
Right.
size helps and supports in ensuring that
You
we
get
get
there. It's
there.
easier.
You get
It's
there, yeah.
easier, you know, other than somebody who actually has an issue with the size where you're going to struggle, and then along the way when you're realizing that maybe you're not making up, and along those lines, you know, the mind works very well with down there.
Yeah.
Then the mind cuts you off from supporting you to
When-
make a woman reach
Reach
orgasm.
orgasm.
Where you got, yeah.
So it's an area that is very important, and it's something that men need to know, that we need to reach hallelujah, because for them it's very easy.
It's very easy. But when you say size really matters, let's not try to generalize. What size
Okay.
are we looking at? Because there's
Exactly.
really small, and there's people who are just medium sizes. There are those big ones like the one you talked about.
Yes.
Where women, a lot of them complaining, the guy is really killing me. It's like he's tearing me apart.
Like he
So
wants to
Ashlyn,
find my throat somewhere.
Again, I'm using you as a guinea pig because you're the woman here. And
Yes.
So when you say size, for most women, what size are we looking at? Medium, you can reach up properly? Are we looking at these extreme things that you probably see in these adult movies?
Those
Oh, yeah.
stupid things.
Eh.
Okay, not stupid. Yeah. But for me, I'm going to speak
For yourself.
for myself.
On behalf of
there's
other
somebody
women.
who will need what Brian has described, because maybe the way they're
built.
made and built, and that is the only thing that will make them reach wherever they. But for me, I need a good size.
You know what I mean?
That's medium.
No,
a
that's
good
medium.
size.
A good size.
A good size.
Let's make
which is
things-
not which is not extreme, that I look at you
And then you
I'm
freak
thinking,
out.
should I say I'm in my periods?
But again, do you know? Okay, let's help young people out there who want to know exactly what should be normal size. Let's look at length.
Okay.
Length in manner, because most people actually prefer length, because you see, when talk about the woman's making, the G-spot, how to reach it deeper, it's about length, not wide. Having a like we get there.
The first finish.
like it means wide. Now length. If you ever get to 5 inches, 5 inches, from 5 inches and beyond, you're really, really good. 5 inches. 5 inches.
And how do people now start measuring? Should they get tape measure?
You look at your, you can get tape measure, right? You look at your ruler at home. The ruler for your kid, it's 14 inches. So half that is good.
Okay.
It's small.
But you mean like a short, because there are short rulers.
Short rulers that become
the one that fits in a set is a 14
It's like a
inch.
short.
The one that fits in a
Yes. No, it's short.
I'm giving examples.
No, what to understand. Measure before.
Like you can measure on during. You can measure on a full erection.
Right.
Let's be clear here.
Yes.
Now, when you have somebody, people come to me and say, Brian, my thing is like as your finger after erection. This is really short.
Wait.
People come, Brian, and they describe Brian. You know, like a cutex bottle.
Bottle.
That's what guy has that.
Okay.
So you wonder that, okay, if I have this size, what should I do? You find someone with that small, short size, they want missionary. You can't. That doesn't work for you, brother. If you figure out you are that short. So the thing is,
you're not going to go to church. They call it going to church.
You go to church.
I'm old.
I don't know. Like you don't go to church.
Don't go to church, man.
Don't go to church if you have a mission. That's another thing.
Fresh reloaded.
So when you look at the floor, if you are 5 inches at full erection, that means you're going to start knowing where do I touch? Because this hallelujah for women, it's very funny at the end of the day, because I know women who say, at the place I want you to just be there, hold me tight and don't move, a static position. And this is someone starting wiggling and dancing themselves.
Because now you have hit the spot. Once
you
move away,
you're
it
blocking.
goes back to zero.
It goes back to zero. And then positioning up. So size should matter even when you know what to use. Because I have seen girls who say, Brian, the guy is long, but sometimes I feel like I want to throw up every time we're doing it. I was like, okay, if you know that he's too long, don't do church. Don't go church, because church
can be very, because you're on top
and stuff like that.
But you spoke about being long, the length, and then the width and the girth. There's a mail that we got last week on our Kachai pages, and this woman was saying, my man is long and tiny. I feel him here. It's like
it's like a needle.
A needle.
Just going in there, and maybe he doesn't know how to use it. She wishes that it was a little bit wide. So she was asking, is there something that she can do physically in terms of therapy to make it a little bit wider?
It is there.
Yeah.
It is there because, see, our penis is not wide. It's girth. We talk about girth. It's fullness. You feel like there's meat here. But see, the most important part of us to understand, that place is a muscle with a bit of cartilage. There's no bone.
There's no bone.
There's no bone in there. The cartilage doesn't really grow, but the muscle around it builds.
Right.
But the thing is, every time you're looking at a size, look at what you can achieve with whatever size you have. But we have people who have issues along the way. My woman, for example, I tell the young people, giving birth never makes your place wide as a woman.
No, it doesn't. You can do Kegels and
giving birth never really.
But it can never.
But what spoils it? What spoils most is having Brian, having Tony,
having Jeremy.
Because that place is wired in such a sense that everything that comes every day, I'll start accommodating that very thing.
Yes.
Right.
When you start accommodating, now today you are bringing this one. The girl gets confused, like
let's just stay in one position.
When you look at the girls, some girls come to me and say, Brian, I want something for tightening. Now. You see, we talk about size, but we even have women who think they are loose. I keep on telling my women, if you're doing the same person over and over, whatever you put in there to tighten inflames your sex. So it inflames inside you thinking you're tight. When you find someone who's thumping seriously, you're going to get bruised. Meanwhile, after one diving, it goes back to its original form.
How about these soaps haven't you heard of soaps that people use? Yes. They go downtown. In fact, they sell them downtown. They go downtown and buy them. Hey, I've used it and I've had.
Now, let me tell you, I was almost sued 6 years ago.
Right.
For tightening. Now, how did I? This girl come. A friend of mine had a product they were selling. You know, people know I sell these products.
Right.
So I think it was working. So this girl gets him like, please, nipa mpaka cola. So I'm like, oh, there you go. So when the girl went, there's soap and there's what they call a Madura stick. So the soap dries that place.
Right. As expected.
When it dries,
Yes.
you know what I told her? First wash that face, that soap with your hands and feel it. Even your hands get
dry.
very dry and rough. So that's what it does in the other messy area. Meanwhile, when it's dry, the person entering feels like it's very tight.
Yes. Kumbe it's just
And
dry.
then-
Just dry. Meanwhile, dry makes it tighter. But the thing is, when you're juicy enough,
I'm
so the
just thinking
pain,
of the pain after.
most of them come
Exactly.
after with bruises. You see, that place must not have any wound. When you bruise, you get infection. So,
Yes.
as you're dealing the soaps, I'm anti-soaps down there because of what they do.
Me three.
Then
Me
there's
three. The soap is
every time
not- yeah,
every time
it's
they
not
give you
it.
something to tighten, put it in your tank, on your tank. Every
Then
time
you tell.
there's a salt they sell. You girl, one time I was testing. You know, I like testing stuff. There's a salt they sell. It's brown. It's actually like salt real self. You wash it down there in Missy. I put it on my mouth. My tongue was almost swelling. Like I was feeling it out. I was like, this is not going to be a product to use. It dries you and it starts inflaming you. So tightening is another story altogether.
Altogether, which also falls into the
issues of
whether
size
or not
that size
matters.
Yes.
Where size matters is here, Lucky. I have seen people who come to me and say, Brian, you see me, I can look at a person and say, this kind of person, because of their make, you cannot do this kind of style. Because someone who is curvy and have a shorter back, it means that their G-spot is going to be hidden. Meaning what is going to work, either a finger would drag because the finger looks for the G-spot better, or that means you're going to lift their legs up. So if you have size issues, just know the tricks before the size gets. You can change the size, but the tricks matter here. Because I've seen many women say, Brian, I just put it there, I just want to go there, like with energy. And these men think like, the more I put it down there, the more she feels good.
Wow.
This Missy is creative. There's so much creativity about it. You can't even just blow on it. Nesanyuka. But magic is size would matter according to different people.
But what I really think is that size would matter, but also individual. What really works for Ashley may not necessarily work
Thank
for
you.
me.
Women are different, yeah?
We've spoken about this before, that people need to get in touch with their sexualities, get in touch
Yes.
with your body, know what really works for you. There is no way I would go out to have sex and I want to come and I don't.
And
I have
Painful.
to get to hallelujah because I've known my body for quite some time. I know what exactly to do
And
to
also-
get there. So I'm not waiting for my man. I know
Thank
what
you.
do your thing, blah blah blah.
I
Pleasure
know
me.
how I'll get you
But
to.
when it comes to the
get
time
me
where,
there.
because I give you all your time, do what you have to do to also get to your place of, satisfaction. Then when I know what exactly I'm going to do for my body to get to hallelujah, if my intention is
Just add to
hallelujah, because it's
getting
not
there.
always that.
It's not always
Sometimes
that.
you just want,
Just
and
get
that's
crazy.
it. Get crazy
And
no
throw
hallelujah.
out.
Yes.
But women come to me and say, Brian, I don't know what works for me. Like, I don't even know. I don't have feelings. Like, nobody doesn't have feelings. But
Yeah.
you just simply have not discovered your body very well. These women come and say, I have never, hallelujah. I don't know if that place ever even gets wet. It's like desert.
Oh, wow.
But I just put for kids now. But I don't know that the first they talk about sexually. And they're like, do you know
That's
what
really
turns you on?
sad.
But actually, there are quite a number of
Very many, by the way.
of women
Who've
who
never-
have never reached hallelujah.
Yeah.
They think I'm not
Hallelujah is a
coming,
myth.
and you know they and I've had a discussion with some men who say a woman screams and you think she has reached there because you make a lot of noise. That you fail to understand, is this noise for pleasure, or this
Is it
noise
for
is for pain,
hallelujah
is
or
it for
pain?
hallelujah? So women must, and when a woman has reached, you remember I told you last time, there's a friend of mine, I was waiting for her to come into the meeting, and I told her, where are you? Where? She's like, I'm coming. Then she was like, my God, where I have reached. I need juice. I need juice. Like
She was glowing.
It was something she has
She's never had
experienced.
before.
So does that mean that because she has 3 kids, does that mean that wherever she interacts with has not been doing it right?
Has
Now
not started,
this time, he has got her to where she is. Is that or
Can I respond to that a little
yes.
bit? Because I'm a woman. What really it means is that many times when we are married to people were not comfortable with. Because it doesn't mean, Brian, that if I'm going to get married to you,
I'm very comfortable
I am
with it.
open with you, especially with my sexuality.
Yes.
Now, when that happens, most of these husbands will have sex with you for children.
For children.
Most of these husbands will have sex with you for their satisfaction. So sometimes women, because they've been told by Sengas, you must satisfy your man, you
and
must,
it's
you
all
must
about
be,
submissiveness
yes,
and all
submit,
that.
You must
be
cry.
submissive. They do exactly that and they forget about themselves.
Themselves.
So the man also does not take time to find out if this woman is going to
woman
have.
is actually-
The issue here is about your bow. There's that fear if
Like
I
a
show
head
him
boy at home.
that
If
I
tell
want, he
him,
might think I'm a
yes,
freak.
and also just thinking that maybe she's flirtatious, maybe she's doing it.
So when
out
she
and all
goes
that.
out and
And-
meets a guy who is patient, because these guys will be patient because they know, first of all, she's already wifey to someone.
Yeah.
So if I
Yes.
want really to keep her, I'm going to be a little bit extra.
Extra.
So they are going to be extra. They are going to be a lot more caring. They are going to be good listeners, and a good listener will make a
Make
good
you
sex partner.
Very well.
So that is where they draw the orgasms and satisfaction from, because this man listens. You
And
will tell
take
him
time
not
to
there.
understand.
That's not working. He's like, okay, baby, what
should we
works?
do?
So she will get to hallelujah because of
You
the
see,
free communication.
As I have grown up, I've realized so many things. When
Right.
I was younger, I always told people, how can I be with a woman in bed or in a house and I don't get sex?
Right.
But after I have grown, I can actually be with her in 2 weeks and I've not had, because it ceases to be about me. It becomes a two-way traffic.
Right.
Because it's a two-way traffic, I would want to figure out who she is and what works for her.
Right.
In that manner, I am thinking right now, Brian, do you know what she wants? Because a lot of people come to me for sex and they're like, Brian, is it about the speed I use? Is it about the lengthy of the thing? I'm like, no, it's not about the length. First of all, discover. Discovery will help you, because me, I've told people, size wouldn't matter, because I know in my mind, after knowing this skill, I was like, she must get hallelujah before I even start.
But
Right.
again, women need to know, and even men, that if you know your size doesn't, because there are men who know they have issues with their
With
size,
size, and
and
it's
then
really-
they become angry, they become irritated, they become jealous. Instead of engaging with you and telling you, you know what, babes, can we find a way of making sure this works?
This works.
Because the woman might get afraid to tell you
Yes.
that, you know what, you're not getting there. You who know who you are, and even you understand that I think I've not made her, because a man can come regardless. But for you to ensure that I have been
Also get
satisfied and
satisfied?
I get to that hallelujah moment, you need to have an engagement with me. Talk to me. Let us understand. Do we have, there are those who are not circumcised.
Oh,
And
everybody should be circumcised. Let's just put it out there. It's health-wise.
But it's very
there are
good.
Many benefits.
It's a very good
clean.
place to be circumcised.
so,
Yeah.
so you find somebody is not, because a friend of mine was saying, Nang, I have had an engagement with this guy. I was thinking of getting married, but
He's not
the
circumcised.
thing is like this. It is not circumcised, and then he is all over. Where are you? Why haven't you called me? And
He's insecure.
And I'm thinking, he is insecure. First of all, his insecurity is she's going to get something out there
Bigger than
is
that.
better
Bigger
than
than
mine. So when you have this communication and engagement with me, I will tell you, you know what, let's first circumcise. Let's see if this works. After that, okay, elimination method.
That is not working.
Yes.
This is
Let's
working.
leave that out.
Let's leave that out. So now that we have healed, let's now find a way of ensuring that this thing actually works.
But you know what? And then people, I don't know, Brian, you can testify to this. People really ignore the contribution of the before
And
the act of
after.
sex. I'm forgetting the actual term for it. Foreplay.
The foreplay.
People don't really want to engage longer in
In a
foreplay.
foreplay.
I mean, you forget that women can actually get to that place through foreplay.
I know.
If you're a one person who is magical with it, and you've studied a woman and you've understood your woman, foreplay is actually a big part
actually plays
of
a-
sex for women.
And then people never understand. The longer I've stayed with women, since I'm sitting with women too, I've discovered so many things that women, it is not what I do to them, it's how I make her feel before even sex happens. How I make her
That is
feel.
what I was saying. That
Thank you.
cook your
Now,
food before
thank
you.
you.
Now, the
eat
funny
it.
bit about people think foreplay must be physical. Foreplay is not physical. I don't have to touch you to do foreplay.
Foreplay can be physical, it can
Can
be
be
mental,
so many
it can
things.
be emotional.
Like so the thing is, I tell many people, like when you are a chess master Like I told you, like you know where everything is ending.
Yes.
You don't just start far. Like you don't. And
You'll
then
be
foreplay should know.
Checkmate.
Foreplay should know that Lucky does not like kissing. You know, people. Not everyone.
Not everybody
kissing.
likes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a friend of mine said, Brian, Omokazi, like every time I try, she says, Mavis, I don't want your saliva. Like she says it that way.
It doesn't
they're
work for
bad
her.
kissers, Wamma.
No, but the thing
There's
is,
also knowing you're a bad kisser.
this is what she says. So me, I just like, just hold me tight.
Right.
Like feel me, like I just want to hear your voice, say anything. Just even lie to
Talk
me, but
dirty.
speak something. you know, when you have a voice, I figured the power. I figured the power that I had at the time was a very good voice. Use your voice in a sense, like speak the things they want to hear.
Right, yeah.
You see, women are very weird. The things you take for granted actually make sense.
For some women. So
Yeah, for some
again,
women.
yeah.
Even when you start asking that question about how do you feel when I do this? How do you feel when I move
Just
this
tell
way?
somebody.
I mean, someone starts thinking all the things, but people are so just suggest certain things. Let me ask you, what happens to you when I do 4 in, 1 out? So she starts imagining 4 in, 1 out.
4,
What does that
yeah.
mean? So the creation of you verbally starts
It
getting into our
actually-
mind
it starts-
before,
yes, it starts-
before I have touched.
It builds.
So that's why I said earlier, to women, every orgasm is a wrinkle away. So it's that very important that you must look for all means to get it. All means may not be running away, but then figure this person out, because most men think I have to attack when this guy is up there.
Okay.
Every time this guy is up there, you don't have the patience.
Because we are pressed for time, I want you to quickly, there are these hubs that are out there, quickly again, that men normally, they advertise, oh, saying, I think it will do this to your manhood. Does that really work? And if it works, what is it?
We talked
Yes.
about joking.
Yes, it does, but joking. Yes. Size enhancement really, really works. I have a testimony for that. The only problem is the advertisement makes it look like it's tomorrow, makes it look like today. And most men have no patience if we're using something
How
for
long
a
does
month.
it take? Like the
For you, to
shortest
start,
time?
for you to start seeing a very good size
patience.
change is 21 days, or 3 weeks at least.
At
But
least.
then what are you using mostly? For example, you see this Mulondo, the natural Mulondo. You've had
The
the
zinc.
the
It's
Mondial,
loaded with
the
zinc.
Mondial white, because it increases blood circulation to your penile muscle. That muscle, the more blood circulation, while you're working something, it's going to change. But then understand 2 things. When you're dealing with things that, for example, masturbation, do a bit of semen retention. Every time you realize you have a smaller friend, run away from masturbation, hold more semen into yourself, meaning you're going to eat stuff that increase it. Every raw seed
How
works.
often do you
Okay,
eat
so you know,
Mulondo?
because we
Anytime
are
is
pressed
tea time.
4 times,
4 times chewing Mulondo.
Anytime is tea
you
time.
won. Okay, so because we are pressed for time, this one honestly is we are going to have a part 2, because I felt like
Yes.
there's a lot of content that is missing here, but I'm hoping that at least we've tried to touch a little bit on it. If we come for part 2,
We'll load it.
we'll load it with much
It'll
more.
be much more visible.
Well, that's all we had for you on Kachai with Lucky. Again, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Kachai with Lucky, and be part of the family. God bless you. Merry Christmas.